to New Age of Heroes.
I know this game doesn't need an introduction, but the law requires me to make some kind of opening statement. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is the greatest fighting game ever made.
It's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
I also really love Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Come to think of it, I just love me a good tag fighter. Either way, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is a beautiful and stylized fighting game that released in the distant age of 2000, in arcades and eventually on consoles. The arcade machine had two different versions over the years with minor tweaks and changes. One of the ones I noticed is Chun-Li not being a dash type in one of the modes, which changed how I played the game, personally. This game is beloved by both people who grew up with it and those in the fighting game community. It's kinda hard to imagine why someone wouldn't love this game. Like I've already mentioned, the art style is amazing, the gameplay is great, and don't even get me started on this soundtrack. Did you know people originally hated this game's soundtrack so much they modded their consoles to change it? That's a 100% true fact and is my biggest argument in my next video titled Why Gamers Shouldn't Be Allowed to Vote. I listened to the soundtrack while writing the script and every single one of them bangs. Player Select, Clock Tower Stage, River Stage, Opening Title, there's so many goated tracks you'd think we were at a track meet. The strange juxtaposition of hyper and upbeat jazz and watching the Juggernaut body slam a Lego minifigure is one that makes the game even better. I do think in recent years people have realized the soundtrack does in fact bang, but it still took longer than it should have. This game, for some reason, has more characters than the sequel games in this franchise, and has the best characters to pick from. Personally, I'm a Marvel guy.
Marvel, baby! It's Marvel, baby! He's cold, baby. Philly, where you at? Fuck the Knicks! Fuck the Knicks!
I run Rogue, Spider-Man, and depending on the day, Thanos or Cap. Although back in the day I ran other characters like Chun-Li, Venom, Iron Man, and Doom.
Foot dive!
I feel like this game kills it when it comes to making each character feel completely unique. Like, giving each character 3 different fighting styles helps, but I run the dash style on both Rogue and Thanos, and they feel like completely different fighters, as they should. Each moveset is just distinctly personal. For example, they could have made Venom a knockoff Spider-Man, but no, their moves are incredibly different because the devs put in the work to make them feel that way. Like my Rogue and Thanos example, I know these characters aren't related, but just work with me here, the dash move fits Rogue's fighting type because she soars and zooms across the map and gets a ton of hits in really fast, with plenty of grabs and other combos. While Thanos' dash actually does damage on contact, which makes sense, this guy's a killer, every move he's going to make is going to be lethal, so his dash just becomes much less about speed and much more about getting in as many big hits on your foe as you can. There aren't too many characters I actively dislike in this game when I'm fighting them, but two characters that will just whoop me every time are Iceman and Jill Valentine. But really Jill only because of that
fucking bird that I hate.
That fucking bird that I hate. That fucking bird that I hate.
That fucking bird that I hate.
In terms of gameplay, I don't have that many complaints, although I suppose it varies from port to port. Like PS2, using your special move is kind of just like a nightmare, whereas the collection, it's really easy. I haven't been able to go to my local arcade recently enough to remember how that one controls, but just between the two console versions that I've played, there is differences. The one actual problem I have is the character select screen not having a back button. It makes selecting the wrong character like really punishing, because you have to fight through a battle with a character you either don't know or don't want to play. Apart from that though, the combos are just the right amount of complicated, unlike other games, shout out Tekken. The gameplay is incredibly easy to get a grasp on, but complex enough to not grow stale, proven by the fact that this game is like 25 years old and still has a massive fan base. Most of you in the audience have seen the Marvel vs. Capcom art, and most of you know it's absolutely amazing. Made by artist Bengus, they were tasked with bringing the Marvel vs. Capcom world to life, which they nailed. These designs are for the most part my favorite designs of Marvel characters, and some designs are still so good they get referenced to this day in other games. These designs became so iconic with the help of the game just being good, but I would also say that the game wouldn't be as good if the art style wasn't what it is. So shout out Bengus and everyone who locked in for this game. There are also so many just iconic things that came from this game. I love the character voice acting as well as the announcers' funny phrases after winning or losing a fight.
You win.
The animations in this game look amazing and are filled with a ton of character. The absolutely blindingly bright colors are exactly the right pick for a comic-inspired fighting game, especially coming off the 90s era of comic books. This game was not something I played a lot as an infant like I did with Tekken, but something I discovered when I was about middle school age. I had heard of it before this, but I never played the game until I found it at my local arcade, celebrating a birthday with my friends. I remember falling in love instantly, and having just such a great time spending a ton of quarters on the MVC2 machine, as well as a decent amount on the poorly translated Simpsons game they had. Which, kind of a side tangent, if you have a local arcade near you, support it if you can. It's definitely not the easiest way to play most games, but the vibes of an arcade, as well as the community it can bring really matters. So plan a date, plan a party, go by yourself, whatever. Just support local businesses, especially if they're in your special interests. About a year ago, we were blessed with the release of Marvel vs. Capcom Arcade Classics, which not only ported MVC2, among with several others, but this video isn't about them, to PC and modern consoles, but also brought in online support, meaning that my friends and I can face each other in MVC2 at any time. We're doing it.
Let me mod in my own music real quick.
It's about damn time.
I'm gonna take you for a ride.
I'm gonna take you for a ride.
Alright, let's do this. Watch this. His attacks are directional, so if I do a little bit of this action, he does the wall instead. Oh my god, I'm goated! I didn't even mean to do that!
Oh, yeah! Ouch!
Oh. Yard! Yard! Oh! Get him, Spidey. Oh my god, that.
Get him, Spidey! Spider sting!
Oh my god.
Yeah! Ouch!
Oh my god, I'm just trying to switch characters, bro. I'm not even trying to hit you with the same move. There we go. Okay, we gotta send out the Avengers. Ooh, whoa. Okay, wait, I fell off. Wait, I'm the worst Marvel vs. Capcom player ever. I'm the worst.
Oh my god, that was sick.
Wait, I'm garbage? Wait, I'm garbage?
Ah. Oh,
Wet swing! Dude, I almost choked.
Yeah, Sakura's pretty cool.
Sakura is pretty cool. She has a Fortnite emote. That's what I expected. Should have been Stan Lee as the voice actor. That actually, yeah. Why didn't they do that? I wonder. That seems like kind of perfect. Maybe he was busy.
He was busy. I'm gonna make Paul. That's what he did.
Oh my god. Only a car full.
Oh shit!
Oh my god. What just happened?
That was badass. I did not mean to. Oh, I did not mean to do that.
Oh, I'm gonna lose this fight, dude. I'm getting mollywopped. They call me the Gambit. Oh, it's lagging everywhere. There's no way I win this, brother. Yeah. Oh my god.
The origin of the term "Happy Birthday," which is that somebody like got both their characters killed at the same time on their birthday, and some guy just said "Happy Birthday" during it.
I want to let.
What?
Oh. Oh, I keep looking at the wrong health bar though. Why does that sound like Kevin Conroy Batman? You're done.
I did, yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna kill you with a gun.
Oh shit, you might win. Oh no, you won. You won.
Well, no, there's still a chance you mollywop me with this one. What a crazy clutch up on the Ohio SR part of the game. Holy nuts. That was a close match.
I didn't think I was gonna cancel that ult.
That was a good
As evidence from my scream of terror.
Yeah. You know, just change it up a little bit.
I can't do select.
Yeah, I guess you got Venom on your team now.
This ain't your grandma's MVC.
Yeah, this ain't your grandma's MVP. MVP? MVC. MVP. It is the most valuable Capcom.
Ew. Oh, I don't like Cyclops' idol.
Oh, he's like
That's so nasty.
He's made of worms.
Pulsating.
I like that bro's ult is just wall. Let me there we go.
Wall. Why'd you do that, guy?
Cause I don't want my character to die. What?
Oublié.
Oh my god. It's so weird. We keep like switching sides, and then I'm looking at the wrong person's health bar. Okay, brother.
Mwah!
Die.
You
You
won't
gonna
die, baby.
No! Oh,
GG.
that was so close. GG. What?
Whoa! Wait, who even is this guy?
What guy?
I thought
Him?
this was
Oh, that's a John Capcom. I'm trying to remember how to.
footsies.
I'm trying to. There you go. Foot dive. Foot dive.
The ground-based footsies that
Foot
Street
dive.
Fighter's known for.
Foot dive. Foot dive.
Good night, sugar.
Hey, I'm a married man.
I just jumped your ult. That's seriously all it takes. Rocks.
Buzz! Lightning Storm versus Rock.
What, you know what happens when you when lightning strikes a Thanos? Same thing that happens to everything else. Yeah, everybody, you don't know who I am. I had a bear. What? I had another bear. What? Oh god! It's Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen. Can Seth Rogen be Doctor Doom in the MCU?
That'd be kind of sick.
I Doom you 3000. Move. Good old nut punch.
I'm trying to lock the fucking.
Famous weak spot on Doctor Doom. Just nut punch him. Okay, now does this? No. Okay, so that actually sucks.
What the fuck?
What is
That's
happening?
fucking badass.
Swing. See you later.
Oh, I thought that would have worked.
Web swing. Oh god.
Like a bitch slap.
Yeah, you're like Chris Rock. Dude, I can't believe the Chris Rock slap happened 27 years ago today. Jesus Christ.
Boom! Well, fuck me into the earth. What the fuck was that?
He just punched you in the back of the head, knocked you out. This game is genuinely just such a great time. I love it to death, even that god-awful Abyss fight. And even if Marvel vs. Capcom's later installments left a lot to be desired,
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
this game's energy, dare I say aura, can be felt in the modern releases of Marvel games. They literally just announced a new fighting game that looks phenomenal, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, and they directly talk about the insanely good legacy MVC2 left, and that it's definitely the gold standard. I am stoked to see more from Marvel Tokon, but who knows, maybe I'll make a video on it in like a year when it comes out. We also just saw Marvel Beat 'em Up get announced with Marvel Cosmic Invasion, which is much more akin to the TMNT Beat 'em Up from a few years ago, which obviously makes sense, they're made by the same devs, but I loved that game, and I'm super excited for Cosmic Invasion. And I know that the art style isn't really MVC2, but I feel like there's definitely going to be some form of inspiration from it as we see this new beat 'em up come out. Who do you main in Marvel vs. Capcom 2? Do you have a favorite stage? How did you play the game growing up, if at all? Feel free to tell me about that in the comments. I love talking about this game and only like 3 of my friends play it, so more people in the comments the merrier. Also, I know I kind of only talked about Marvel characters in this video. Maybe ask Ohio SR or like Valtric to make a more Capcom-sided videos. They both love Capcom characters, but as for me, I'm much more of a Marvel Comics guy. Shout out Local Arcades, shout out Dr. Doom's Foot Dive, and thank you for watching my video.
Fred Durst? Yeah!